Rashida.
Good morning, Mr. Hunter.
Mrs. Brownlow, yes?
Your mail is in the office for you.
Thank you. Mrs. Brownlow's coming in early to see me today. She starts as housekeeper.
Yes, I hadn't forgotten.
You'll show her straight through to the office when she arrives.
Of course I will.
Thank you.
Come on, Mum, we're going to be late.
There's plenty of time. You'll only make her worse if you keep shouting.
I don't know what all the fuss is about. Anybody'd think she'd never worked at the motel before. I mean, she's friendly with all the staff. Not as if she's starting at a completely strange place, is it?
Well, new job, more responsibility. Well, it's bound to play on her nerves.
Don't know about her nerves. She's starting to play on mine. Come on, Mum.
All right, all right. Well, what do you think?
Oh, you look lovely.
Very smart and efficient.
Yes, that's what I thought. Well, let me see what's in your bag.
There you are.
Now, have I forgotten anything? Oh, my umbrella.
No, you're not going to need that. Dad's running the sink.
Yeah, I'll need this once, remember? I'm not making a habit of it.
Oh, no, no. Well, let's see.
Mum, will you calm down? There's nothing to be scared of.
You'll sail through it. This time tomorrow, you'll be wondering what all this worrying was about.
Well, I hope so.
Good luck, love.
Oh.
Will you come on?
Funny fella, though, eh?
Don't you go knocking our Ben?
I'm not knocking him.
Well, funny's a funny word, mate.
Hey, funny's the wrong word, then. Unfathomable, that's the word. But I thought, well, it's a bit early in the morning, 9:30 for you, eh, Matt?
What's so funny anyway?
Well, you don't know whether he's putting you on or not.
Benny?
Yeah. Well, it's like a joke. I mean, yesterday he was standing right there, right? Not a flicker. On his face, he told me all about what his dad had left him.
Oh, the watch, you mean?
No, not the watch. Everybody knows about the watch. The world knows about the watch. I mean, the Olacas, the Spondulics, the money, right? You heard about that?
No, not a word.
Oh, 25 big ones, mate.
Grand?
That's what he told me.
Oh, no. No, he must have got it wrong.
Well, there you are, so he is having me on. You know what I mean? Unfathomable. See?
I can't do nothing with that thing. It's had it clapped out.
Like someone else I know.
Well, he's given up the ghost, I reckon.
Have you got petrol in it?
Oh, do me a
You're
favour,
flattered if
son.
that's what you've done.
Look, mate, I've been working with mowers for all my life. I know what I'm doing.
Don't give me none of that rubbish, mate. They were still cutting grass with a knife and fork when you were a kid.
No. Well, what does the Welsh wizard suggest?
Well, take the plug out. It's probably all gunged up. Wash it out in petrol. Give it a little rub with some emery.
Oh, yeah.
It'll move you around the lawn quicker than you can go, I tell you that.
2 miles a fortnight.
Oh, funny, he's at it now, no.
Morning.
Hello, Ben.
All right. Where'd you park the roller then, eh?
What?
I was just telling about your little windfall, you know.
Take no notice, mate.
Huh? You were kidding me, though, weren't you?
Huh?
I didn't twig it for a while. But listen, not often people put one over on me, I tell you that. He's been trying for weeks, but there, he's a born loser, him.
Ugh.
Good for you.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about.
Your inheritance, 25,000 quid. You had me going for a while there.
Going?
Had me believing you, like.
Well, it's not true, is it?
Well, of course it's true.
Blimey.
There you are, Mrs. Brownlow. Staff duties for the day. And make sure the girls get to work promptly.
Yes, Mr. Hunter.
Nervous?
A bit.
You'll cope splendidly. You always have.
Well, this is a bit different, isn't it?
It's a challenge, Mrs. Brownlow.
Yes, you're right. Well,
If you have a moment later on in the day, I'd like you to check the linen store. We're having trouble. Shortages.
yes, the laundry's been a bit late once or twice recently. I think they've got staff problems, you know.
Should we change to another, bigger firm?
Oh, I don't think so. I think they'll get themselves sorted out. They give a beautiful finish to the tablecloths, you know.
Well, I'll leave it to you, Mrs. Brownlow. You're the housekeeper now. It's your decision.
Yes, Mr. Hunter.
No, I'm really going to make the effort and go this time. I don't care if he's working or not. You see, I've got the day after tomorrow off, so if I can get the bus the night
Glenda.
before... Well, you see, it's daft, really, because it's not very far to Nottingham.
Glenda, it's
is it?
time you were getting on with your work.
Well, just a minute, Mum.
There's no just a minute about it, my girl. Now, let me see. Glenda Banks, report to Mr. Paul in the dining room.
All right, Mum.
Now, Glenda, off you go. Don't hang about.
Yes, Mum.
Well, now that I've practiced on Glenda, I'm ready to tackle the rest. How am I doing?
Very well. You look marvellous. So smart and...
Efficient?
Yes.
That's what Arthur said.
Thank you. I'll be eating at about 1 o'clock.
Right, you are.
Morning, darling.
Good afternoon. I'm glad to see you managed to get up at last. Tom Collins, please.
I've been jet-lagged.
It's about time you got unlagged. You're not here to lounge about enjoying yourself. You're here to work. The place is one director short since you put the skids under Adam Chance.
Adam Chance came with skids as standard equipment, darling. Nothing to do with me. Well, not much.
The fact remains the place needs another working director. So you'd better pitch in and learn pretty smartly.
You are joking, aren't you? I mean, you don't seriously expect me to go on with this insane scheme of yours after what's happened?
No and yes. No, I am not joking, and yes, I do expect you to go on with it.
Oh, come on, Jay. Be reasonable. I mean, what do you think the atmosphere's going to be like around here after what's happened? I mean, Jill's, well, pretty popular, you know.
You should have thought of that before.
And people will be sniggering at you behind your back while I'm here.
What you did is not going to diminish me. Everybody knew about you before you came here. Your reputation preceded you, my dear. It's international. So you can quietly forget about trying to push me into letting you go back to Bermuda.
Hey,
excuse me,
Thank
Tom
you
Collins.
very much. Put it on my bill, will you, Mandy?
Yes, Mr. Pollard.
I suppose I'd just decide not to work. You can't force me, you know.
True. I expect you'll get used to living on Social Security eventually, because that's all the sort of money that you're going to get.
Don't be ridiculous. I'll sue you for maintenance.
You'll have to catch me first, and I'll be a long way off. Oh, and by the way, I've had all your valuable jewelry that you brought with you taken to the bank for safekeeping.
I could kill you.
Yes, I believe you would, if you thought you could get away with it. Cheers.
Glenda,
Yes, Mr. Paul?
did you lay this table?
Yes.
Look at the tablecloth. It's filthy. Change it once.
Well, we're waiting for the clean ones to come back from the laundry. It's only a little spot.
Do you mean to tell me there are no fresh tablecloths in the cupboard?
No. Well, they hadn't come back last time I looked, anyway.
This is a distressing situation. I shall have to speak to Mrs. Brownlow about it.
There's no need, Mr. Paul. The clean laundry's just arrived. The van driver was off sick.
That's a poor excuse. Couldn't they have found a replacement?
Well, it's a very small firm, and I don't think it's ever happened before, not to my knowledge.
Well, we should think about placing the account elsewhere, a bigger, more efficient business.
Oh, I don't think that'll be necessary or advisable. I mean, no other firm will get such a beautiful finish as this, however efficient.
Incidentally, I don't like the flower arrangement.
Oh? What's wrong with them?
It's far too big and bulky. It takes far too much space. We shall have to send you on a day course, Mrs. Brownlow.
Oh, when I've got the time, there's nothing I enjoy more.
Now you dare.
Stuck up little so-and-so. I've been wanting to take him down a peg for weeks. Do you know, I'm beginning to enjoy this job.
Any problems?
Yes, I should like to
No problems at all, Mr. Hunter. No, the laundry's all been sorted out, so there's no difficulties there.
Good. It all looks very nice. Congratulations. I particularly like the flower arrangements, Mrs. Brownlow. Very striking.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Hunter. I'm very pleased to hear that.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon, Mac.
Mr. Winton, 27. He said he'd collected here.
Oh, thanks. What about the account?
Our usual channels.
Fine.
Benny settled in?
As if he's never left.
Good. I'm glad he's got the extra job helping Archie. It will help make his money up, won't it?
Well, he doesn't need it anymore.
Oh, I know he's not exactly a big spender, but he does need money like the rest of us.
Not anymore, he doesn't.
What?
He's got all the money he'll ever want.
What are you talking about?
Well, haven't you heard? About his old man's will?
Oh, he's left him a bit, has he? That's good.
A bit? Look, we're not talking about bits and pieces. We're talking about 25 grand.
What? Benny?
Yeah.
Oh, what's he going to do with it all?
Oh, nothing, you know, Benny. He'll just leave it where it is and forget all about it.
Oh, no.
You can't just forget about £25,000.
You can't, and I can't. But Benny, he's something else. See you all, ladies.
Bye, Mac.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Pollard. Do come in. I'm not busy at the moment.
Dear, we've gone back to Mrs. Pollard, have we?
If it makes you feel any easier, what can I do for you, Valerie?
No, the question is, what can I do for you, David?
I give up.
Look, I don't want to be here. You don't want me to be here. No comment?
What comment would you like?
You equivocate like a fashionable psychiatrist. You answer a question by asking another question, or did you know that?
Do I give the impression I have a lot of experience of psychiatrists?
Look, all I'm trying to do is to create an atmosphere of friendly cooperation.
I know that sounds very agreeable. What do I have to do to cooperate?
Well, my dear husband has told me that I have to work here, or else.
Yes, I know. He's already told me.
So I've come to ask you for something to do.
Well, I've given it some thought. The trouble is, you have no real experience in hotels or catering.
Oh, I've had a lot of experience in hotels. But I don't suppose it's the kind that you mean.
Could, of course, teach you the less technical aspects of the job, get you to follow someone around, see what they do, learn that way. Otherwise, I'm afraid you'll have to content yourself with the routine tasks. Filling in the bookings diary, filing, answering the phone. Not very riveting stuff.
I wonder which one of us is going to get fed up first.
Look, he's no good to me in the afternoon.
Yeah, but you won't want him in the morning, will you? The grass will be wet. You can't cut it when it's wet.
Well, the flower beds, isn't it?
What?
All the flower beds round the back, they've all got to be edged.
Oh, have they now?
Yeah.
Well, serves you right for letting them get like that in the first place.
What do you know about it? Spent your life round machines, been cut off entirely from nature. Things grow, you know. All got to be looked after. I mean, there's cutting back, pruning, nipping out.
Yeah, the only nipping out you'll be doing is for a quick half pint, mate. OK, what are you going to kick off with, right? Beds up the back or a chamois leather down the front?
I don't mind that.
Oh, you're a lot of good, you are.
Look, it won't take me long, you know, just to do the beds.
That's what you think, son. After you've done the beds, there's all the hanging pots and the urns all round the back of the pool. That's going to take you till dinner time. You seem to think this game is all lolling about in deck chairs and beer and skittles, don't you?
Listen, I watched you slaving away, right, and thank my lucky stars I'm working here. After all, cars repair themselves, don't they, these days?
Look, I better be off.
Yeah, well, all right, OK.
Mr. Rupert, it's my turn to get the teas tomorrow, but if I'm helping Mr. Gibbs, I won't be able to, so I'll do it the day after, all right?
Hey, don't worry about it. I'll put it on the calendar.
Right.
Off you go, then.
Cheers. And don't be late in the morning. Don't seem right, do it?
What don't seem right?
Him, with all that money.
Well, what's not right about that?
Well, it's a waste, isn't it? Criminal waste. Well, it is. I mean, what's he going to do with it? He ain't got a clue.
He'll think of something, don't worry.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't take me long to think of something, I tell you, mate. It just seems unfair, that's all. I mean, like, take me, for instance, now. Worked hard all my life, getting on in years, and always grafted. What have I got to show for it? Bills, bills, bills up to here. Taxes. And the governor at the Swan wants me to wipe the slate clean. That's what I've got to show for it.
Yeah, well, it's all this high living, see, Archie boy?
Yeah, high living. Phew. £25,000 in the bank and he don't give a monkey's.
Oh, we're home, lad. Not too late, you see.
Supper's nearly ready.
Blimey, Dad's laid the table. I don't believe it.
These have all gone to pot. I don't know what I've done wrong.
Oh, Arthur, you shouldn't have bothered. Oh, you've got to watch those potatoes. They all go to water if you're not careful. I don't know why. I think there's something wrong with them. Must be the bad winter, I think.
Well, never mind. We'll be digging our own soon. How'd she get on?
Fantastic. Took to it like a duck to water. Honestly, Dad, you'd have been proud of her.
Good. Good.
And you should have heard her put the new head waiter in his place. I nearly cheered.
Yes, well, that doesn't mean to say that you can take liberties, my girls. Nothing much wrong with Mr. Paul. He's strict, yes, but that's part of his job. You ought to respect him for it.
Yes, Mum. See what I mean?
You think you're going to like it then, do you?
Yes, I quite enjoyed myself, you know, once I got my courage up. Yes, I think it's going to be easier than I thought. But you shouldn't have bothered to get the supper, Arthur. Why didn't you have a sherry or a beer and wait?
Well, I thought you might be tired. First day and everything.
Well, yes, I must admit I am. because there's so many things to do and learn, you know, and things I haven't tackled before, but I dare say I'll get used to it.
Well, you and Dad have a nice little chat and I'll get the supper.
Nothing to get. There's a pie in the oven, one of those frozen things, and the veg are nearly ready.
Oh, proper master chef.
Oh, it's nice to be home now.
Are you sure it's not going to be too much for you, Kath? You look worn out.
Oh, I'd take my shoes off and sat down, had a rest, I'll be fine.
Oh, well, let's have that sherry then.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
I ran into Tom Logan in the village. Asked him over for supper tomorrow night, him and Doris.
You what?
Well, he wasn't looking too happy. That break in the country didn't work out very well. They had to come back early.
Oh, Arthur. Visitors tomorrow. What time are they coming?
About 7:30 as usual.
Oh.
Well, that's all right, isn't it? I mean, I can get started, same as tonight, and when you and Glenda get in...
Glenda's going to Nottingham tomorrow. Oh, you might have thought.
Well, you like 'em, don't you? I mean, you were fast enough to invite 'em last time.
I know, but that was before my new job.
Oh, I thought you said it'd make no difference.
Well, no, it won't, will it, when I get used to it? But the second day, visitors, oh.
Well, I can always put 'em off.
No, don't do that. I'll get some ham and tongue. We can have something cold for once, but wish you'd asked me first.
Mr. Winter, your car's all ready and waiting for you. It's been serviced. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Rashida.
Yes, Mr. Paul.
Mr. Atkinson may call about a table for 2 for 9 o'clock this evening. I told him we'd hold it until 7:15. Better give him until 7:30 before you let anybody else book it, all right?
Yes, of course. And if anybody wants you?
Just say I'll be back at 7:15. I'm going to my room to put my feet up for half an hour.
Fine.
Mrs. Pollard?
Oh, Paul?
Yes, Mrs. Pollard.
You may not have heard, but I'm going to be a working director here. So I have to get to know all about the hotel and catering business. Why don't you come along to my chalet and tell me all there is to know about running a restaurant?
It would take rather more than half an hour, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm sure a smart young man could teach me quite a lot in half an hour. I tell you what, get a bottle of vodka, a couple of glasses, and we can both put our feet up while we talk.
That is very kind of you, but I never drink just before going on duty. When you work in a restaurant, customers don't like the odor of liquor on your breath.
That's why I said vodka. It has no odor. I'm something of an expert on that.
I have a principle, Mrs. Pollard. No drinking at all before driving or working.
Oh, how very conscientious of you, Paul. I shall have to make sure that the other directors know what a dedicated head waiter or restaurant manager they have.
That is very kind of you.
Even if you're not very cooperative. Oh, will you bring that bottle of vodka to my chalet right away?
I shall arrange for one of the waitresses to take it to you immediately, madam. I'm off duty at the present time, and in any case, I do not provide room service myself.
I want you to bring it now.
With respect, madam, that sort of thing is outside my duties. I shall arrange for the vodka to be taken to your chalet immediately. Excuse me.
You'll be sorry for this.